again thank all of you for coming today. And I invite you to step over to the houseboat over to the side here. We have some cake and cupcakes. I'd like you to test those and step on that boat and take a look at that as well while you're here. Thank you very much. Oh, we have one more thing here. Rex?
You guys want to just stand right out front here? We'll put you guys out with it. These are very heavy.
Wow. Oh. Okay, we ready? Let's get some pictures here first. Okay.
You really have to laugh to get
It's hot, yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
You tell us when you're ready.
Ready.
That darling's not too sometimes.
Go.
Okay, guys,
You gotta whack 'em.
You have to get it in.
Way wide. There you go. There you go.
All right. We got it.
Darling, get a picture of this. You got it?
Okay, we're good to go.
May I have you spell your first and last name as well as your position and which company you're with?
I got a joke about that. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Rod Taylor, RODTAYLOR, Regional Vice President of Forever Resorts.
What's happening here today?
We're having a dedication of our building. We've registered it for LEED certification. It'll be the first ever on the water of that type of building, being such a green building.
You can't slap this, otherwise it's gonna.
Am I slapping it?
Yeah.
Okay, stop it with my hands. Hold still. Okay.
Do you need him to repeat it?
Oh yeah, if you want to just do that first question.
What's happening here today?
We're dedicating this building. It's at Cottonwood Cove Resort. It's the first ever green building that's registered for LEED certification on the water. And it's also the 30th anniversary for Forever Resorts here at Cottonwood Cove.
Why did Forever Resorts choose this location?
It happened to be one of the best choices for picking this type of a building because it's in a national recreation area. It fits all the same. It fits all the same goals and objectives of the National Park Service and Forever Resorts with all the environmental stewardship programs and initiatives that we do.
Do you have any additional projects like this coming up?
We do. We have another project that we're working on right now. Has not been funded yet, but it should be shortly. And it will be a new fuel dock that will be at the same property. And we'll be putting restrooms on the fuel dock and pump out facility. And it'll be built with the greenest products out there and the most energy efficient and water saving devices.
From start to finish, how long did it take to make this building?
The concept was thought up in 2007 and until just recently when we finished it in 2011.
How green is this building?
That's very green, relatively speaking, to any other building on the water. We're hoping that we get 2 gold certifications, but that'll depend on the USCGB and how they review all of the attributes that we put into the building.
So right now the building is LEED registered. The next steps for it to be LEED certified?
Yes, LEED certified, and we're hoping for gold level.
Can you talk a little bit about the significance of that?
The gold level is not at the top, but it's pretty close. Being the first ever in this kind of environment, it took on a lot of special attributes, and there was a lot of technical challenges that we had building it on the water because it's never been done before.
Can you talk a little bit about the challenges you had to overcome then?
The challenges were you don't use heavy equipment next to the building to put roof components on. You have buildings that move and flex instead of sitting on a concrete slab. You have sensors for motion, and when the building moves over water because of the wave action, things in the building move, which trips the sensors and tries to trick the lights to come on. I mean, there's a lot of different things like that are different from a solid building on concrete on land.
Could you give us 2 to 3 examples in very layman's terms? For example, they were saying there's recyclable tires, there's additional uses of light. Could you give us 2 to 3 examples of how green this building is?
Sure. The recycled content of this product is substantial. From the 100% recycled steel to the rapidly renewable products used in the recycled plastic for the decking, to the recycled tires on the side of the building, the coating, that's substantial. Then you have the lighting of the building, where there are certain levels of lighting that you have to have in the building to actually be certified for a workspace, and we have that lighting level without any lights on whatsoever. So that in itself will help the whole aspect of this building. And then the sustainability. This building should last 50 years over the water, which is over and above what any other building has been built to.
Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, we just love the project. We enjoyed doing it, and there's been a lot of help.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so you can look at me right here.
Okay.
And then why don't you just tell me your name and spell it for me?
Yeah, Ken Miller. It's Miller. I'm with KTECT, K-T-E-C-T, and we're based out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay, and what was your involvement in the project?
We supplied the floor, wall, and roof systems for the building. We have a energy efficient, sustainable building system that we've developed that incorporates galvanized steel and expanded polystyrene. Our expanded polystyrene is a proprietary blend. It will not support a flame. It will not support any mold or mildew growth. It repels insects, and it is very, very energy efficient. Dollar for dollar, it's one of the most energy efficient products you can have. The unique part of our system is the fact that we have no thermal bridging, and so that really enhances the performance of the insulation itself.
So how do the products then that KTEC brought to this project, how do they help make the building green?
Everything that we use is sustainable. Our products are all recyclable. Our steel, of course, has a majority of recycled content, as most steel does. And our expanded polystyrene that we use has recycled content, and both are 100% recyclable in the event that they should ever decide they want to demolish or tear down this building.
Okay, and can you just tell us briefly what was going on here today, why we're out here?
We came out here for the dedication of the building, the completion of it. As you can see, as I'm sure you have pictures of, it turned out to be a wonderful looking building. It's very attractive. It came out and finished exactly the way the architect drew it up. We're all very happy with the way it turned out and the finished product that we have here. And I know that Resorts Forever are going to really appreciate the fact of the low energy consumption that this building will realize from the way it was built with our product and with the other energy efficient systems that they've installed here.
Excellent. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all set.
When you need to, whenever.
Oh, we'll probably do most of the interviews outside. So. You're fine. Thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Could I have you spell your first and last name for me?
Spell it?
Yes, please.
Okay, Rexman, Rexmaugham.
And what is going on here today? What's happening?
Most wonderful thing in the world. We are doing a premier advanced opening of our new Leeds Marina, the first in the state of Nevada, the very first one in the United States, and it's really the first one in the whole world. And so we feel like we're pioneers. We are trying to do things that are right for our environment and that will be a prototype for the future for people to be able to know the right things to do when they're building a marina, when they're putting offices and various things to be done that needs to be done at a resort. They can have a Leeds building to do it in, and and it is a fine day. It's the beginning of something big for the future.
Do you feel this is a historic day?
Very historic, a very historic day. We're very excited about it, and everyone here is excited because we have the architect who designed the building. We have all of the engineers and the purveyors of the materials, which are of such quality that it's very notable that they use things that most people throw away to do the tile, to do the floors and the wall board and things like that. So it's a very exciting time, and we've been designing it for a long time. We've been building it now for 1.5 years, almost 2 years, and so it's exciting to have it complete and to be able to let everybody come and see and enjoy it.
When did you begin discussing and planning this project?
Well, probably 4 or 5 years ago, we've been talking about it, and it's a very costly thing to do, and so of course we had to work with materials that were going to be a lot of them, maybe even less expensive than what normally would be done, but they're ones that are environmentally clean and things that will help make our world a better place to live in.
In layman's terms, can you tell me some of these materials that you were getting ready that could have been thrown away? For example, we've heard that rubber tires were used, or can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, the wallboard and that it was taken from hulls of corn and grain, and they're very, very durable and very beautiful, as you can see. And the tiles were actually made from, and the walls used tires. Old tires were used to ground up and do a wonderful job. All through the building, every time we could, we used something that was thrown away, something that could be utilized as good building materials. And so, as you can tell from the building, that from the floor to the ceiling, everything is of first class, and yet it's environmentally perfect.
Great. What does this mean to Forever Resorts to have a building like this?
It means that we're trying to make our world a better place to live in, our clean air and our clean water, and especially our marinas. That's what's so exciting about this, because this is the first time anyone has done this for our marina in the whole world. And so we think that it's going to be an example for others to want to do the same thing. And so this is, we're pioneers today. We're glad we're pioneers. All of our purveyors and all of the people that work with the National Park Service are great people to work with, and we have a great partnership with them, and they have all been very, very kind to work with us on it. And Bill Dickinson, the superintendent here, has encouraged us and helped us in any way that he can. So it's a great day. It's a red letter day. It's something that we've, you dream about things a long time before they come to fruition. And today we are kind of all flying high.
Very good. Did I miss anything? Anything you want to add?
Just to thank you for coming, and we're so happy that all these people came from as far away as Florida to be with us, and because it's a big day in their life, because they're also pioneers in the things that they've done to help make this a great project.
Perfect. Thank you.
And we just want everybody to come and visit the marina. Cottonwood Cove on Lake Mead in Nevada is just one of the most beautiful places to vacation than anyone could ever imagine. So we just want to invite everybody here and to view this beautiful building and to enjoy the beautiful clean water.
Perfect. That's it.
Thank you.
5
So
to
that's
10%, yeah, native.
That
That's impressive. There's not very many folks that can say that.
No, and I can go
You've seen a
toe-to-toe.
change or two then.
One or two.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of people that try to challenge me, saying, "Oh, you're just a child. You don't know anything about Vegas." I'm like, "Bring it on."
Yeah,
I'll talk
yeah.
about the Mint, the Sahara,
Right,
anybody you want to
right.
talk about.
Okay, I'll say.
Ready? Could I have you spell your last name, and give me your title and company or organization you're with?
Bill Dickinson, Bill, Dickinson, Dickinson. I'm superintendent at Lake Mead National Recreation Area for the National Park Service.
What's going on here today?
Well, it's an exciting day for us. We're actually dedicating a brand new facility down at the Cottonwood Cove development within Lake Mead National Recreation Area. First, I should mention that the Cottonwood Cove development is a major destination point providing just incredible water-based recreational opportunities for folks all around southern Nevada, Arizona, California, and for that matter, folks from all around the world. Today's event was actually centered around the dedication of a brand new building, which was built to incorporate as much sustainability as possible into the structure, which resulted in the first floating facility that is registered for LEED certification. So we're really excited about it. It is setting an example and a model for similar types of development that hopefully will occur around the country in the future. And it's a great example of a partnership between a concessionaire and the National Park Service and many other entities that were involved in the actual planning, design, and construction of this impressive facility.
Can you talk a little bit about your relationship with Forever Resorts?
I can. I have actually been an employee here at Lake Mead National Recreation Area since 1994. So it's the longest single assignment I've had any place in my career in the federal government. I started out as the deputy superintendent before becoming the superintendent, so I've had the privilege of actually working with Forever Resorts now for many, many years. And it really has been an honor and a privilege. They are a great concessionaire. They work very, very hard to do the right thing. They provide high quality visitor services to the visiting public. They establish best management practices and are leaders in the industry when it comes to the quality of the facilities that they provide. And of course, here at Lake Mead, many of those facilities happen to be floating facilities. So the marina that we're standing on here down at Cottonwood Cove is just a model of a quality marina facility. And that comes through a commitment on the part of the concessionaire, and Forever Resorts has an incredible commitment to do the very best that they possibly can in terms of facilities and visitor services. And that makes the challenge of working together in a public-private partnership so much easier when we're both working towards the same things, the same end objectives. And so it's been a great opportunity to learn from Forever Resorts and to work with Forever Resorts. Rex Mon has been just an outstanding visionary and leader, and his staff are just exceptional, every one of them. They're dedicated, committed professionals, and it's just a pleasure to work with.
Fantastic. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No.
Perfect.
Thank you. I'm going to go get my...
What's that?
We're through the mains. We're now on to the partners.
Okay.
Okay. Please may I have you spell your first and last name?
Richard Walker, Richard, Walker.
What is your position and what is your company?
The company is Earthflex. It's the external coating. It's a substitute for stucco, and I am the CEO.
So what's your involvement here today?
That the building is coated with our covering, which is a recycled rubber. The base coat's made with recycled rubber from tires from a pit, and it's flexible so that it doesn't crack. And on a building that's moving all the time, it's an ideal covering for it because it won't crack and peel and do all the things that stucco will do.
So you had some unique challenges with having a marina versus a building on concrete, I assume?
No, not really. No, it goes on so easily, and the application is about the same. It's just that the marina, we're moving all the time, and with the boats going in and out, and a building made with stucco on the outside would crack and peel because it's made with cement. There's no cement in our product at all. It's all acrylics.
So help me understand. So if say, hypothetically, these were all tires stacked up that go into cars or what have you, how many tires would you say went into making this building?
Probably about 20. But of course you got to remember that when they do a tire, they also take the outer coating out where the steel bands are and everything. So you're not really getting the whole tire. But our product is made in Mesa, Arizona, and we get our rubber from a plant out in Queen Creek. And that's what they do is they take tires and turn them into crumb rubber, and we take that crumb rubber and put it into our product.
So it only took about 20 tires to make the exterior of this building?
Yes.
Okay, so if you could kind of rephrase it, it only took about 20 tires, if you will, to make the exterior of this entire floating building, which is like the first of its kind in the world.
First of its kind. Well, it took about 20 tires, and the crumb rubber from 20 tires for this, and it's the first floating building. And we're hoping, because it's such an ideal product for the exterior of this type of building, that we're going to be doing more of that. It's because of the flexibility, and it also comes colorized. There's no mixing, there's no preparation work. You just put it on when you're ready for it and go home.
Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Go Giants. Sorry.
Excellent.
Okay, and we're ready.
Could I have you spell your first, your last name, and also give us your position and company you're with?
Okay, I'm Michael Carlson, Michaelcarlson. I'm with Carlson Studio Architecture. We're an architecture firm in Sarasota, Florida, and I'm the president of the company.
So what was your involvement in this building?
We were involved in this building from the very beginning. We did all the design work, so we created the forms, the shapes. We were responsible for all the design concepts.
How unique is this building?
This building is very unique. It's the first floating building that we've ever done, which meant we had to think of a lot of things that we don't usually think of on buildings. For example, how much the building weighs was actually a factor when you have to float it on the water versus this not being a factor when you're putting it on land.
Interesting. What other additional challenges did you have?
We need to be able to construct it here on the shore of the lake or on the lake itself. So we actually created a modular system, a SIPS panel, structural insulated panel system, that we use to build it like a kit of parts. So it isn't built like a kit of parts. So it's
layman's terms, simplest.
Yeah, I know. I was getting too much. It's like a puzzle. The building is built like a puzzle, so you just put it together when it comes out here.
Interesting. So you had it built in pieces, and then you brought it together here?
Correct. It was built in pieces in a factory, and then assembled out here on the dock.
Is that unusual?
It's becoming more usual than it used to be. It's a quick, easy, lightweight system of construction, and also gives you a well-insulated building. So it's becoming more popular.
So how many buildings are like this in the world?
There are no other floating green buildings in the world that I know of.
Are
there any other challenges or anything else you'd like to talk about? Or walk with me how this all started and what year this started.
Hold on 1 second before you answer that. It's just a little windy.
Yeah.
We're still going.
Test.
Okay.
Yep.
What year? Tell me when this started. How did this all come to be?
We started this project in 2008 with Forever Resorts. I think they started it before we were involved, but we started in 2008. And we actually came out here in 2008 and we got everyone together that was involved in this project. The National Park Service, Forever Resorts, the entire design team, the building users, the engineers, you name it. They were here. We had a big meeting with about 40 people, which we call an eco-charrette, which is an interactive brainstorming session. And we spent all day out here brainstorming this building together, and then it was our challenge to take all that information from all these different people and bring it back to our office and create a really comprehensive, cohesive building design.
How do you feel about being part of this? Do you feel that you're doing something good for the environment? Do you feel like you're setting an example? I mean, how do you feel?
We feel like we're setting an example. We feel like this is a building that demonstrates our leadership in green building design. We've been doing green building design for about 10 years now, So we like to be the first of anything that we do, and we like to do different kinds of buildings. We do all different kinds of buildings in our practice, but the common thread of our buildings is that they're green buildings. So we can do a green building in any way, shape, or form that you can imagine.
Especially now.
Especially now. Now we can do a floating green building.
Very good. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Nope, can't think of anything.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Okay, we're rolling.
Ready?
Yep.
Could I have you spell your first, your last name, and give me the company you're with as well as your title?
Keith Boulay, first name Keith. Boulay, B as in Baker, Oulais. Company Premier Materials Technology Incorporated, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
What is your involvement in today?
We were the supplier for the decking material that goes all around the building, as well as the flotation that's underneath the building that makes it all stay up.
So how important was your role in today?
Without the flotation underneath, the building wouldn't be floating.
Is this so in your line of work, we spoke with the architect. Actually, every gentleman we spoke with would say, this is unique. I'm not used to dealing with a floating building. For you, this is second.
Yeah, the floating building is second nature to us. The beauty of this was that it was going for LEED certification, where the floats, as part of that, is longevity because of quality that goes into them and the materials that are used and the test process that goes through. So that's really critical in the whole process to make sure that this is here 40 years from now and still floating.
Did you have any specific challenges with this type of building?
Actually, from our perspective, the challenges were the architects. Ours was simple. From the floating standpoint, that was different. We don't do it, we do things just like that in other parts. On the decking side, it was just to make the decking panels fit the outside structure that the architects came up with.
Can you tell me, so we spoke with one gentleman who said that the outside was essentially made out of 20 rubber tires that would have been on cars and restructured to fit this building. Is there any way you could kind of translate in layman's terms about the materials you used for
Sure.
this?
The decking material is actually made up of two major components. One, it's a hybrid decking, we call it, meaning that it's 45% recycled plastic, like, as we sit here today, the water bottles type of situation. And then the other 55% is that of rice hulls from the rice plant, which come out of the state of Arkansas. And those rice hulls, instead of going to landfill type of thing, they're being reground into a powder form and then sold to our supplier and to make the hybrid decking board. The benefit of the hybrid, of the recycled rice, is that it doesn't absorb water. And so the product, different than composites, which are usually wood fillers, this doesn't absorb water. So it's going to be there, it's not going to rot, it's not going to do all those kind of good things that normally go on.
How was your experience working with Forever Resorts on this?
I don't have enough adjectives to spell out how great a company they are. Just a terrific company. This is just another sort of accolade of how they function with the environment. They're the first ones to do it. I think this is just but a ripple in the water. This concept will take off, I think, because of all the press that it's going to get and all of the efforts that went through here, everybody's experience with it relative to being number one. There's always some extra work that has to be done. So the price differential when you start doing them down the road would be a much less difference compared to just normal cost.
Do you have anything you'd like to add?
I think it's a terrific opportunity for the rest of the world.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.